It's happening, people. It's happening. Caresha has finally thrown Diddy under the bus. Yes, people. Yes, yes. No association. Act like she is innocent. Also, inadvertently acted like she's the victim. I didn't know he was doing all that. Now, keep in mind, this is the same woman who said, bitch, she was talking shit to another girl. Bitch, if I wanted you, you would be eating my pussy. You a munch. I have Diddy force you to do it. She was talking all that sex trafficking shit until she seen sex trafficking charges or potential charges. She want nothing to do with it. Okay? Now, the timing is obviously going to be very real. I told you back then that I believe that Young Miami got a lawyer. I believe Young Miami got a lawyer, and her lawyer was to guide her through this process of being interviewed by the feds, who are probably trying to ascertain information about Diddy and sex trafficking. When you see someone speak up like this, that means they're not charged, but they're probably also not a witness. Okay? However, we also have to realize this is the thing about the whole thing with sex trafficking, right? Especially how they're looking at Diddy. It's not only Diddy that might get charges. Especially if they're saying RICO. When you hear RICO, a racketeering situation, that means an organization. It's very rare you see a organized crime happen with only one person doing the crime. Unless everybody else is cooperating and that only one person gets charged. So anytime we're thinking about racketeering, the feds are thinking about who else knew about this? Who else was involved? Who else pretty much set all this shit up? Now, this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. When you see Cassie's lawyer keep putting out these statements, Cassie, even though we look at her as a victim, obviously, definitely look at her as a victim after we saw that video of Diddy like clobbering over the head. Potentially, initially, she was possibly looked at as a suspect, just like Ghislaine Maxwell with Diddy. Oh, not Diddy, Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I have to explain. Most of these sex trafficking cults, they usually have a madame. They usually have a woman who becomes the main bitch or the bottom bitch sometimes. And that woman is there to make other women feel comfortable, feel safe. They also do the recruiting, okay? Now, here's the thing, and this is where it's a slippery slope with sex trafficking and other things like that. If you've ever had a bitch and you try to get a threesome, you have your girl go, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you ever had a little freaky chick who like, oh, I like girls too. Like, sometimes girls would be like, oh, I'll go bag the girl. I'll go bag the, you know what I mean, the other girl. That's such the case, except this is done on almost a commercial level, and it's done in the name of sex trafficking. So it's not what you and your girl do where y'all go to the club and you watching your girl kind of flirt with another girl and you just kind of sitting there like, oh shit, we finna have a threesome if my girl pull her because like, oh shit, because you let your girl do the shit. No. This is, y'all bitches got to get down with the program, and usually it's one familiar person. Now, when in the case of Cassie, she's popular, at least everybody else who's coming in. She's the familiar person making the other girls feel like, oh, I guess we should be doing this. Cassie's here. She's doing this, and she's famous, and she's his girlfriend. That's what people thought Young Miami was. Now, clearly, and this is my opinion, and we're about to get into this video in a second, clearly Young Miami has passed that little part where she has to interview with the feds and tell what she knows, and her lawyer probably provided proof of text messages, flights, and other things of how they kind of got girls or their actions or sexual actions, that they feel that Young Miami will not be used as a victim. Well, let's not say victim. Will not be used as a witness or won't be looked at as a suspect, as Diddy is potentially about to be charged. The grand jury is convening as we speak. Everybody from the educated legal minds, they are saying that we should get an indictment or hear about an indictment within the next 1 to 2 months. It's a 60-day rolling clock at this point, right? So now we get Caresha, who's now doing an episode of Caresha Please. And by the way, this drops on Revolt. Here's the thing about this too. So you should know she's kicking in Diddy's back because she's still on Revolt. But here's the thing. Revolt isn't owned by Diddy anymore. Revolt is owned by supposedly the employees of the company, but it was really bought out from Diddy because Diddy sold. So Diddy sold, and then they took the shares, or they made shares of the company, and then they gave it to the employees, that the employees there, could feel like they're valued, this and third. So Caresha Please supposedly staying with Revolt, but they're almost anti-Diddy at this point, and they have to be that advertisers could rock with them. So now they're putting out an episode of Caresha Please. You can imagine they vetted this. They probably looked at this. They're making sure that Young Miami's not going to say nothing about, and by the way, here's the thing. This is the thing about the disloyalty of some women. Right now, we don't need Caresha. Like, if you're Diddy, you don't need Caresha to be like, oh, he innocent. Like, you leave that for the mama. That's the mama. The mama come out, her son's a serial killer. She be like, oh my God, my son, he never hurt a fly. Oh my God, what y'all do? That's what the mama do. But the girlfriend, you expect the girlfriend to hold it down a little bit, right? You expect for her to testify or her to say, yo, all I know about Diddy, he's sweet, he's kind, he's charming. Like, he isn't what y'all are saying. I can't speak about nothing in the past, but ever since I met him, none of that happened. That goes a long way. It kind of goes to show that maybe the pattern of behavior maybe stopped. Let's go into this, which is now Young Miami, who is opening up with Saucy Santana on Caresha Please. Let's get into this real quick, chat. All right.
Season 2 of Caresha Please, but this episode is a special edition. And I told myself that I wasn't going to be strategic or try to find the right word.
Oh, my bad, Chad. I'm sorry. I know I was muted. Thank you for I was spamming. I'm like, am I spinning that much? It's all good. I'm a little lit today, Chad. It's all good. This is, I know sometimes when I speak, some of it comes across like, damn, Ak, man, look like you're going hard on the women. I don't really think I go hard on women, period, right? But I do go hard on certain type of women. And this is where lack of accountability comes in for those women, because here's my thing. I do have a problem with the women who reap the benefit of fuck shit with the dude, and as soon as dude gets locked up, she ain't with the shit, or she denounces it or acts ignorant like she never knew nothing of it, right? It's the Chloe Baileys of the world who, come on now, like when Gunna's throwing up 50 million gang signs right next to you in a club, it's all bull, or actually, well, he's a Crip, so it's cool. But as soon as he gets locked up, you're like, oh my God, like I'm just like a innocent cherry. I'm a berry. I don't know what's going on. Like, get me out of here. I hate women like that. I hate specifically is the women who date like scammers. I'm not a scammer, but like I understand and identify. There's a bunch of women who will date a nigga who's clearly scamming. He buys you bags. He's always cash rich. He's buying you bags. He's bringing you on vacation, this and third. You're all with the shits. You're into it. As soon as he gets caught, you now turn to a victim. Oh my God, he fucked up my credit. Bitch, you were enjoying driving around in his luxury cars. You were going on vacations. You're on private. Like, how do you mean like you're some type of victim? That's the one thing about certain, it's not all women, certain type of women that do piss me off, right? The women who enjoy the gravy train until the gravy train gets stopped. Then she's the one that's, oh my God, why would they do that to me? You're not the victim. You're actually a willing participant, right? So this is what I believe Young Miami's finna do, right? She's about to rewrite the narrative, and she's about to say, you know what? I wasn't with that. I wasn't with all that other shit, even though I was talking shit about it. Anyway, enough for me. Let's get into it.
That I wanted to tell my truth, my story on my platform.
Anytime you hear a bitch say she want to tell her truth, she's saying she want to throw a nigga under the bus. Trust me. There's never a woman's truth that actually uplifts a nigga. My truth means fuck that nigga.
Where I feel safe, and I'm ready to get into all the smoke. Clock that T.
Bitch, catch
you. So I have the one and only, my best friend, Saucy Santana.
I'm here. We get into all things Caresha. I want to call this episode Caresha Speaks.
Okay.
In their career and their life. I feel like in life, everybody go through something, whether it's a breakup, a divorce, a death.
We're going to get to the meat and potatoes of this bullshit. Oh, she already crying? No fucking nigga. It's 3 minutes in. She already crying. Yo, one thing. Hey, listen. Y'all gonna say, hey, y'all could get that narrative off. Yo, act you jealous of women. It's fine. One thing I'm jealous of, like manipulative women, is that manipulative women could cry on command, right? For most men, let me tell you, if you're a man like me, when a woman cries, like nigga, she could have killed 10 people, and you're like, this fucking evil bitch. She starts crying. You're like, well, it's only 10. It could have been 20. Like you have a heart for women because you have a heart for females. Like, you know what I mean? And women really know this. Crying gets niggas. Crying, like a man is a provider. A man is a protector. And the ultimate sign that you're probably not doing either is a woman in despair. And when a woman cries, it almost like it gives you almost the onus to be like, oh shit, damn, maybe I'm judging her too harshly or whatever, whatever. Like a bitch will suck 13 dicks and start crying, right? And then you're like, fuck. Like, anyway, 3 minutes in, she's crying. Hold on, let me back up a second.
So
Let's see.
1 minute I'm happy.
Oh my, no, 2 minutes in, she's crying. Nigga, it's 2 minutes. What the fuck? Oh, this is good. Wait, hold on. I hate watching this silverback gorilla, but come on.
Anybody gonna hear from you till 2028, baby.
Thank you.
So I want you to say today and let everything out, get everything off your chest, and we finna get into it.
Let's go. I'm ready.
So I want to get into mental health with you. I feel like I just want to check on, and I feel like everybody wants to know just these days, how are you? Just in general with life, your kids, family, and just with your career. Like, where are you at mentally?
I'm just all over the place. You know, I'm going through a lot, and some days I just be like, everybody go through this in their career and in life. I feel like in life, everybody go through something, whether it's a breakup, a divorce, a death, just like whatever it is. And I feel like
Let it out. This is a safe space. This is your space to be vulnerable and just really, let out how you feel.
so mentally, like
Yo, what type of world we live in, bro? We got niggas showing cleavage. Like, this shit crazy, gang.
What's your career? Like, where are you at mentally?
I'm just all over the place.
Yo, this nigga shaved his chest hair, and is trying to show off cleavage, nigga.
You know, I'm going through a lot, and
Oh my God, I'm going through a lot. What do y'all think she's going through compared to Diddy?
some days I just be like, everybody go through this in their career and in life. I feel like in life, everybody go through something, whether it's a breakup, a divorce, a death, just like whatever it is. And I feel like
Let it out. This is a safe space. This is your space to be vulnerable and just really, let out how you feel.
so mentally, like 1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm sad, 1 minute I'm feeling like fuck this shit, and then the next minute I'm looking at my kids and I'm like,
I want her to explain though.
I ain't
Let me
bring
give
us
her the
this far to
chance.
go backwards.
I know me and her have issues or whatever. Like we went back and forth, but I'm gonna really try to give her the opportunity. I know some information behind the scenes that I'll bring to light, but I don't want to neglect maybe some things that I'm missing. So I want her to explain, right? So she's going through some stuff. Let's see.
Yeah.
I work hard. You get me saying? Like I put in a lot of time and effort in this shit. I did it when I was pregnant alone. And I feel like in life you gotta go through shit to get through shit. Like Usher said that and I was like, wow, that's some real shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like in life everybody is going through something. Whether it's a divorce, whether it's a death, whether it's they just lost their job, just anything. And that's what keep me going because I know that like life not perfect. And we gotta learn from our mistakes and life is a lesson. And I feel like the people that I thought that would be in my corner or that are like, when I was going through this shit, nobody called me to check on me. Nobody called me to see how I was doing. Like, people was really like, aha, you thought.
Yeah. So when it comes to Diddy, why do you
Ooh,
think
okay.
that you
The
are
broadback, silverback. He asked the question immediately. 3 minutes in. Diddy. Look at her face.
so heavily involved in everything? Like everything that comes out about him, like you said, it's automatically, well, what you think? Well, how you feel? What you got to say?
Because people feel like I was Diddy's biggest cheerleader and I made him my
People feel like she was Diddy's biggest cheerleader. Hold on. I don't know why people would think that shit. I have zero fucking idea why people would think that Caresha was Diddy's number one cheerleader. I have no idea. Why could they think such a blasphemous thing? Why? Why would people even think that she was cheerleading Diddy? Hey, okay. All right.
my brand. And I felt like Diddy was on brand for me. I got with Diddy and brought him into my life. I had him at the office. I was still doing Rich Roulette and the split. All
Yeah.
right on. Ari slapping my ass. I ain't never think I was bigger than the program. I was still on my City World shit. I was still doing remixes. Don't play with it.
You do a Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane.
First impression.
I was still.
This is where Caresha starts to lie. And Caresha, when I'm saying it, you know I'm speaking facts, girl, because I talk to everybody. You talk to. That's where you're incorrect. Everybody around you, your label included, was not happy with how you were gallivanting with Diddy. Now, here's the problem. And I've spoken to so many executives, including your executives. And you know Big Ack ain't lying. That's the problem when labels get a female artist. Let me put you on game chat. You see a lot of female artists. Ultimately, and I hate to get red pill in it because I was just talking about red pill niggas last night, but I do have to get a little bit red pill. You see a male artist, and I've told you before, there's been a few artists where a male got into a relationship and then they started to stray away from their career. And essentially, the label started sending me shit to make sure they drove the narrative. They basically sent me shit to help the breakup happen. Because here's the thing, an unfocused artist who's focused on his girlfriend, or in this case, focused on a boyfriend, is a artist that's not going to show up to shows, show up to appearances, and is going to have to balance a schedule of trying to be with another nigga. Keep in mind, Diddy is ultra successful, doesn't need to do shit, and neglect their actual obligations within their group or their actual career. Okay? So it happens for males. But let me tell you what I've heard about female artists. I've spoken to over 4 or 5 executives, the biggest executives in the world. Okay, I don't want to name drop any of them, but these are the guys who sold billions of records. There's only a handful. It shouldn't be that hard to calculate. And what they told me, they said, man, the thing is when you have a female artist, is that the female artist is loyal to the dick she's sucking. And that's some red pill shit. A woman really is loyal to the dick she's sucking at the time. So here's the thing. We got you on the City Girls wave. We need you to pop up in Kansas City. We need you to pop up in Milwaukee. We need you to pop up Tennessee. We're doing a radio run. We're promoting this record here. Hey, we also have you doing a drop here. We want you to put you in the studio here. It's unbeknownst to a lot of y'all, an artist schedule, especially when you're on a big label, like it's kind of booked. The epitome of booked and busy. Okay, what happens when you give an artist a schedule or you have meetings and the artist says, me and Diddy going to Aruba. So, unless we're recording City Girl shit, yeah, we could do the radio shit later. Or, I'll tap in with them later. But because me and Diddy going to Aruba. Okay. What is the label going to say? Nah, twist your arm. You're going to the... No. Go on then. Okay? When it's now, music is starting to slow up. Other girls are popping out. You're getting the Sexy Reds, you're getting the Lottos, you're getting the Ice Spices. Hey, y'all spearheaded this movement, this City Girl movement. We need some records. We need this. Finally, keep in mind, and this is one thing I want to add to the City Girl story. Young Miami never wanted to be an artist. If she says she wanted to be an artist before she got famous, she's lying. She never wanted to be an artist. She wanted to be popping. You know when girls be like, yo, I just want to be lit, and you can't get a definition of what lit is? That's what she wanted to be. So she just wanted to be lit. She never wanted to be an artist. So the label is crafting all these moves. We got to get you in here. Okay, let's bring Yachty in to write. Okay, cool. Let's get Baby to feature here. Okay, cool. Let's put you over here. Oh, Drake, yo, could you? Yes, they're making everything happen. We're giving credit to the artists, but the artists don't even care about being an artist. They're on for the ride. So that's one of the things I do want to correct her with, because she's acting like, oh, no, I'm doing everything I had to do. Here's the thing. You're non-talented. You could barely read. You don't really rap. And you need to rely on ghostwriters and your labels to put you in position. And then you're unfocused on your own career. And you then fall into a lifestyle that's bigger than the money that you make. Here's the thing, and this is the difference between men and women. Most men and most women. Let me not just generalize like it's all. Caresha is a millionaire. But like any woman, when she gets around a nigga with a bag, she'll say fuck her bag, because women really don't want to work. Like these type of women. I'm not saying all women. A nigga, when you get around a bitch, and I'm saying women who making more money than you, it's going to inspire you. I've spoken to Offset. This is an actual conversation. He said, act. I forgot the time he said act. He said, I got to turn up and keep dropping these records. He said, my bitch is on fire. Nigga, I can't just have her lit out here and I'm not lit. That's how a man sees when you're with someone who is very successful. When a woman's with a nigga who's successful, they're like, all right, fuck my shit. I'm good. He going to take care of me. That's when I've explained the two problems that was happening with Caresha. No passion, no talent. And then her schedule is dictated because of her love or her lust for Diddy. And it might not be lust for Diddy, but because of the lifestyle that Diddy's is given. Keep in mind, put it like this. I'm giving y'all real shit. This is real shit. All right, yo, and this is why a lot of labels don't do female artists. And for y'all female artists, I'm giving y'all explanations. Yo, it's two of y'all. Y'all need makeup teams. Y'all need this. Y'all need that. It's not like some niggas who be like, yo, we'll fly your barber out or just hire a barber for $1,000 to cut your hair in the city. And you know what I mean? We get a stylist to get you some clothes. You need glam makeup. We need this, need that. You need a lot of things as females, right? Then, here's the thing. With all due respect, the city girls ain't never sell over like 30,000 records. Or like 40,000. I don't even know the peaks, but it's never been big. To put that into terms, I just want to let y'all know, that's not we're flying everywhere private money. You're going to be first class, but you're going to be on JetBlue, girl. Okay? That's where you're at. So that's what the label will fund. Now, maybe during your album release, where now we need to get you from Kansas to LA to Texas to Miami. For those 2-3 days, we're going to get you a private jet. Both of y'all are going to be on it. Get both y'all makeup artists. Everybody travels as a team. But y'all not flying across the United States every single day in private jets. It doesn't make budgetary sense. You're not making that much money. Okay. Cool. So now imagine this. You get the itinerary for your label. Hey, we got you and your two girls and your assistant, y'all first class, but y'all flying to here. Diddy calls you and says, yo, Caresha, come get on Love Air. We're going to the UK. Oh shit, we're going into the Caribbean. Diddy got so much money, he tells you, yo, you and your girl, because you know what Diddy's doing? It's old school player shit. Diddy about to fuck with some new bitches. Diddy just gives you the jet that you could just go fly with your girls and go do some other shit. You think you're responding to your label? Also, let me also break down the dynamic between most artists and their labels. Most artists and their labels, if you don't know, I keep saying this, people think that rap is a regular job you get paid every 2 weeks. You don't. This is why artists fall out of love. If you're not really in love with music or not that profitable, you fall out of love with music because you don't get paid on the 1st and the 15th. That's not how this shit works. They give you an advance up front and you got to turn in an album to get the next. Usually artists are in debt, so if we're talking about residuals or we're talking about like, you know what I mean, anything that will come off the profit of the project, they're going to spend so much money you'll never get there. And then most of these artists, their pub is like abysmal. So essentially, most artists make the most of their money off touring. So why would you even listen to your label? Your label wants you to keep working. You've gotten half of the money already. And then you have a rich nigga not even a rich nigga, a wealthy nigga who's giving you an experience that even your label can't fuck with or wouldn't fuck with because it's a loan. Do you see why the whole Diddy thing happens? I'm telling you this not because I'm guessing. I'm telling you this because it's 100,000,000% fact. Go ask the people at her label. If she's watching, she'll be like, damn, how Act knew I had these conversations.
Why working. City Girls was on tour with Jack Harlow. We had At Bad. You know, Diddy came to me with the song. Told JT let's get on this record. Like I was still doing City Girls shit. I was heavily involved in the
Act Bad is a basic ripoff of Act Up that you dropped 3 years ago. That lacked the promo. That was really for mostly Diddy's campaign. What she's getting incorrect is that you stopped your music career, girl. You stopped it to be a mistress or to be in that cult. You stopped it. It's not like you were working and Diddy just fit around your schedule. You stopped it. That's the problem. Your label was frustrated with you.
I never thought I was bigger than the program.
So with Diddy, what was your experience with dating him? Because I feel like in the headlines, it's a lot of just chaos and it's a lot of allegations. And so I think that's what makes people feel like, well, since you were so heavily involved, you were a part of these things or you were around these things. So what was your experience like, dating him?
Well, I met Diddy at P Party, and I met him when he was in a love era. And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive. Mm-hmm. Like he was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Key to the City. He had a new album that was coming out. So I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody trying to crucify me for it. Like, you was his biggest advocate. You was his cheerleader, but I was just celebrating when the world was celebrating him. Mm-hmm. So why am I being crucified or why am I being separated?
Yeah.
When I was dating him, it was love, love, love. The frequency is high. We used to laugh because that's like him saying it's always, what's up, queen?
Yes.
So I just felt like I met him like in a whole new era and that wasn't my experience. Mm-hmm. Like when I met him, it was just like, I told y'all on season 1, I even asked him like, why you fucking with me? Why you fucking with a city girl?
Yeah.
Why you coming into my world? Because I'm on some whole other shit. Like, you know my lyrics and stuff. Yeah. And it's just like,
yo, chat. Listen, I've done so much research and like talking to people behind the scenes. I got some answers for y'all. And I'm going to answer Young Miami's question. I'm going to answer from a nigga perspective. Because what Diddy going to tell you ain't going to be real to really what's going on. Young Miami, with all due respect, you are a pretty girl. But there's a lot of pretty girls. Unfortunately, these days, and I'm saying this for women, lucky for men, beauty, especially seeing all these girls get lip fillers, they're wearing fake hair. That ain't her hair, right? They get some butt implants. They put their titties up to their neck. Like, it's easy to create the idea of beauty that a man would be appealed by. So what makes you special, right? Is it because you had some fame? No, Diddy's messed with way more famous women than you. He had J-Lo, for God's sakes. What makes you special? I'm going to tell you, and nobody's going to, like, if you disagree with me, it's because you don't know no niggas in the industry. Because I talk to these niggas. Like, what is it about this girl? You know what they say? A chick like Young Miami is just a super freak. She do everything. She down with any. So that's why I didn't like her trying to bring that P shit back. Bro, they fuck with you because you're down with everything. Like, certain women, like, pull like this. Self-respect is the kryptonite of rich niggas. Let me say that slowly. Women, self-respect is the kryptonite of rich niggas. They don't want to be around you when you're saying, I'm not doing that. Listen, I don't want to be in a free call for an orgy. I don't want to be fucking... I don't want to do that. I've never done that. That's beneath me. The women you see get chose, and I'm telling you this, and this is universal. The women who are in the game, they know this too. If you want to get in the game, first you got to hit that plateau of how good you look. Once you're above the bar on how good you look, how far you go with these men in the industry will revolve around how little you say no. Hey, you want to get fucked on this boat in the middle of the ocean? Yes. Yo, we got this whole, we having this like a little crazy party where we got a villa in Turks. We got like 17 women. I want you to come with it. Like, we gonna be having mad shit, blah, blah, jet skis, whatever. We gonna be having orgies, whatever. You down? Yo, you know you gotta be fucking. I'm down. That's what these women won't say. They're acting, and they snitch on themselves because even when they rap about it or they talk about it, never they say, oh, the reason why I'm getting all these benefits or these guys like me is because of my personality. I'm a good person. Like, I'm a sweet soul. I'm caring. I'm really loving. They never say that. So you happen to wonder, why is it? Is it that their pussy's so good? Is it that they suck penis that good? Or is it the fact that their self-esteem is tanked? Their ability to be down with whatever the dudes that are controlling and footing the bill want is actually there. That's what it is. That's what Young Miami is not telling y'all. And I don't know if she's accepted that herself. Diddy's been fucking women, hordes of women, thousands of women for over 30 years. If he gets with a city girl, you think he wants to have missionary sex and just doggy style? Or do you think he wants to have all type of toys, other men, other women, other just out of this world? Because now he's trying to create, like, at that point for people like Diddy, sex becomes a drug in the sense of, yo, you're trying to chase the high of the first time you fucked, except you fucked so many bitches, you need to recreate some new shit to feel even half the feeling. So now you gotta have Young Miami off 15 drugs, eating out 5 other chicks' pussy. What it is. Here's the thing. The women who get up to that stature, they don't say no. I always say to women who claim they hang around celebrities, I say you got 2 choices to pick. If you start to say yes, don't say yes and then say no. And let me explain what I mean. Don't start to be like, oh yeah, I'll do this, but I won't do that. And what I mean by, let me explain even more because that might sound crazy. I'm down to threesome in the orgy, but nah. Listen, it's either you're going for the top, or you're gonna just have your self-respect and say no, I'm good. Unless you want to fuck with me in a one-on-one, or you want to fuck with me in this type of capacity, I'm good. But a lot of women, they'll suck a nigga off at a party, suck a nigga off at a B&B kickback, suck a nigga off at a game night. Then you know what the nigga gonna say? All right, it's time for the threesome. Nah, I thought it was just me. No. You're in the life now. That's just what it is. That's just now. I'm being very like lewd, and I know people are gonna be like, "Yo, act whoa!" Like I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. The women you see that are at the top, they do everything. That's why when some of these topics of peeing comes around, when they say, "Oh, I don't do that," I'm like, "Stop lying." They all get peed on. They all lick ass. They all do threesomes. They all get fucked. And if the nigga be on some freaky shit and want his man to come in, they all do that too. I promise you. I'm telling you, 90% of the women you see, I gotta stipulate, with successful men, they're basically bouncing from successful nigga to successful nigga. And you're like, what is it about them? Is it their personality? Are they that funny? Maybe they're just a good time. No, they're just the girl that does anything. It's let me use a Kwame Brown saying, the go along, get along gang. Okay? Whatever freak shit a nigga got in mind, they'll do. Promise you.
Like, when I got with him, he was just a man. And like, it was more of like, okay, we ain't gonna do that. We gonna sit, we gonna communicate, we gonna get solutions. What's going on? Like, we ain't even going that route. So that was my experience with him.
So a lot of the things that people really like say about him, you didn't experience that as in dating. That's not something that you saw. So is that the reason why you never said anything? Is that the reason why when all of these allegations and lawsuits came apart, like, why didn't you speak?
Because I can't speak on something that wasn't my experience. And I can't speak on something that I don't know. I can't speak on these allegations because I wasn't around at the time. I don't know that person, and that wasn't my experience.
You see, well, there's allegations about, this is a Cap interview, we could tell already. There's allegations with you being around, allegations of you providing drugs, allegations of you being around sexual encounters. You haven't spoke about those. And by the way, I don't expect her to speak about it because these are civil situations that a lawyer, listen, I know when you get sued, you don't want to be speaking about these things. But if you're going to do a I'm coming clean shit, just be like, hey, these are legal situations, but I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing. And they're lying. Like, I'd rather her say that, but she's acting like really like, oh my God, these things were going on? Come on, like.
So with you being, I feel like, a survivor of domestic violence. He never hit you in a relationship. He was never violent. It was that something that you had to tolerate, or that wasn't a part of.
The look she just did is the look every woman does to say, should I hold this bitch ass nigga down now? Of course Diddy backhanded this hoe. Like, come on. That look she did was like, should I hold this fuck nigga down now? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, a real bitch gonna be like, no, he never hit me, even though she got a bruise. You know what I mean? Like, when a woman really finished with you, she gonna be like, of course he beat my ass. You know what I mean? Like, and also she gotta think about it. You know, if I say no now, I could never file a lawsuit.
He never hit you in a relationship. He was never violent. It was that something that you had to tolerate, or
I believe Diddy slapped every chick, maybe with the exception of J-Lo, and she might have got backhanded too. Come on, man. Diddy a nigga from the 90s, bruh.
that wasn't a part of, because I feel like that's the biggest thing to him right now is, what he going through in these lawsuits, and that video that came out.
Is this nigga serious? This gay nigga, it can't be serious. The biggest thing is that he hit women? Brother, I'm sorry. There's too many. I'm not supporting domestic violence. But if slapping a bitch is the biggest thing that Diddy's guilty of, trust me, this is hip hop. Niggas would be like, oh, we don't. They would be like, bad Diddy, bad Diddy. And 6 months later be partying with him. That's not why Diddy's in trouble. Diddy's in trouble for them freak offs, nigga. Let's keep it a bean. Like him putting a hand on a bitch. Like, again, with all due respect, we don't condone it, but that ain't why, my nigga.
Out. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people are wondering, was that your experience? And I know personally that you've been through domestic violence before, and I don't think that's something that, I know that's something that you've grown from and that you don't.
By the way, somebody just pointed this out on Twitch. Hey, we got about 14,000 people on King Akademiks YouTube, man. I hit the like button. We only got like 700 likes on there. Come on, man. Get that shit to at least 3 bands.
Tolerate.
I've been through domestic violence in 2 relationships. And I told myself, after the second relationship, I would never put myself in that situation again, especially now being that I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I was a mother then, but like having a daughter, like I would never put myself in that position. I don't stand for domestic violence. I'm just not going for that.
So do you feel like with dating Diddy, like, was it a business relationship? Do you feel like it was beneficial for you?
I feel like it was beneficial for both of us. I think that, I was able to come and be a brand ambassador for Deleon and take it to a whole nother level, because I feel like, I won't say nobody wasn't drinking Deleon, but...
Nobody wasn't drinking Deleon.
Yo, this chick is full of herself. Shorty, nobody drank Deleon because of you. Like, what Diddy did for Ciroc, I ain't even gonna lie, I did a big alcohol purchase today. I actually bought Ciroc. I felt guilty though. I said, damn. Not that I'm like supporting Diddy, but like Diddy was the black ambassador for this brand that's really white people shit. And nothing wrong with white people, but it's just like, this is not cultural, right? And I'm like, damn, they got Diddy out the paint. Should I really still buy it? You know what I mean? Like, I felt almost bad buying Ciroc today just because I was just like, you know what I mean? It would be different if they brought some other black influencer in there and be like, hey, this is our guy now. But it's clear that they have been ingratiated with the cultural market. And I don't think they're going to fuck with nobody cultural again. And if we keep buying the shit, it's like going to be like, oh, okay, we keep running up the sales even though they don't have nobody of culture there, right? You know what I mean? But whatever, anyway.
Nobody wasn't drinking Deleon, but...
Nobody wasn't drinking Deleon.
But nobody drank Deleon because of motherfucking Caresha, man. Maybe a cup club in them little fucking striped leopard dresses that they get from Fashion Nova. But even, like, they can't even afford it. Like, Deleon wasn't like a cheap item.
But when I came, it was just like, it's a city or a summer, we drink Deleon, we acting bad. So I feel like I was an asset. I honestly just feel like with Diddy, like, I met him at a P party, and I don't know what his intentions was, but I don't know if it was like business or he really liked me, but I felt like, when he got me, he really saw something in me, and that's why he was like, you know what? You got a big personality. Like, you can...
Yo, women gotta stop being delusional, man. Oh, a nigga fuck with me because I got a nice personality. Bro, like, come on.
you should do a podcast. Like you know how to engage in conversations. Like you got like you know how to ask good questions. So I felt like, you know, I came into his world and I was able to like turn everything he had going on up a notch. Like, you know, he had Deleon. I was able to have the whole world drinking Deleon, putting in his songs. Like I made it popular, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Wait, what? One in the chat if you bought Deleon before. Two in the chat if you've never bought that shit a day in your life.
Revolt, I was able to come and make it the #1 podcast on Revolt.
Yeah.
So I felt like, you know, and then with him.
Now, here's my analysis of this. And I'm sorry I keep pausing it, but, you know, shit, you know, we got to add some context and shit. I believe that, you know, Diddy's intentions with her was 100% sexual. This is like a woman who is like seen as sexy in pop culture. I could get her to bend to my every demand and literally be on all fours for me in any freaky situation. By the way, I don't know if y'all remember when Diddy was going on mad vacations when they first got together. Young Miami would be there with a gang of other chicks. Like, I'm not even trying to like, I ain't trying to, you know, because I got no smoke with homie. So I'm not trying to like fuck with his household, but Devin Haney's girl used to be on there too. Like Devin Haney's girl, Lena Syed. She was with Taz Angels. She was with Diddy and them, Diddy, Young Miami early on. Like you would see, like she's now pregnant for Devin Haney. That's why I don't really want to go too crazy, but yeah, like they would all be on a yacht. Look, I just Google it. Lena, bro, you know I miss nothing. Lena Syed, Young Miami, Diddy. All you gotta do is do a fucking look. They're all on vacation, my nigga. Look, they're all on vacation. Like they were all like, bro, this was orgy time, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Diddy get them all on the 100-foot yacht and was going from room to room to fuck them all, just slanging dick like it was going out of style. You get what I'm saying? So I think he definitely had her around for sexual reasons and maybe fun reasons. She probably knew how to pop off a party, get good vibes. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of women ain't good vibes. Like some women, they get drunk and they fuck up the shit. She might be the good vibes that like encourages like, yo, y'all girls get turned. Like, let's get lit. Like, so I definitely think that was the intention. I think the Caresha Please, which I'll be honest with you, I think Diddy, that was a good business move by him. I think that was finally the payout, right? The payoff for Diddy was that he, you know, he gave her a podcast and it worked. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Caresha Please does work. So I think that was a payoff for him, but I don't think he started bringing her on these vacations because she was going to do a podcast. I believe that he wanted to do some freak shit with her. Yeah, and after you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on these excursions and vacations, you're now saying, damn, just like any old school pimp would, damn, I done spent all this money on this bitch. What could she give back to me? Well, she got a big mouth and she got a name. How about I put my liquor on the table and have her talk to some people and talk about the freak shit that she already do with me. Bingo. Works. Finally, Diddy gets a poppin' show on Revolt. It was a win-win at that point, right?
It was like he was able to, you know, take my career to the next level. I did the Met Gala. I got ready with Vogue. Like I wasn't going into the relationship thinking like I want to get a purse. I want to go on private jets. I want to get diamonds. Like I feel like I'm up under a mogul. I want to learn something. You know, like I want to learn business. I want to learn how to. Okay, you got a network. How can I get a network? Or you know, you had a.
I hate when women say dumb shit like that. Yo, a bitch will open an OnlyFans page and start talking about owning like a skyscraper. Like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. How do I own a network? Bitch, you sold 30,000 first week. You know what Diddy had to get a couple niggas killed. Diddy had to rob everybody of their publishing. Diddy had to sell clothes, perfume. That nigga had to do all type of shit to get the money to buy a network. All you good at is shaking ass, sucking cock, and motherfucking, it was not even good at reading, but just performing the lyrics. And all of a sudden, you think you about to get the same shit as Diddy. Diddy, how I get a network? Shut up, man. Come here. Shut up inside this date, man. What the fuck is you talking about?
Sean John, how can I make Caresha Please the next Sean John? So I went into that relationship like on a like more of like I want to become a mogul and I want to learn up under you. You know, most people just want to get their
This is the easy yo niggas. I'm gonna keep it a being. This is the easiest way to fuck a girl. Just tell like whatever delusional dream she got. You know what I mean? Like a bitch will see me and she'll see the cars and be like, "Yeah, I just want to be around here to learn how I could own a Maybach." Bitch, you gotta get $300,000. That's what you gotta do. Ain't nothing more to it, bitch. You ain't gonna get it. Like they just be making up delusional shit. You just be like, all right, okay, I'm gonna just gaslight you into thinking you finna get one. What the fuck, man? Bitch, you got no talent. You got nothing going on. Like what the fuck?
Body done. You want to get the trip. You want to just do that video. No, I wasn't one of them.
And that's what I respect about you because
Yo, Young Miami was a professional vacationer. These chicks be capping too much, bro. You a professional vacationer, bro.
even though you a city girl, me being your best friend and knowing you very womanly. I always say that, and like just a grown woman. And so I even seen the elevation in your production, and your team that you started hiring business managers.
Hello.
And I was
Because
like,
I think that like when you get around people, you see certain things. Like you able to like you should be able to learn something from somebody. And I felt like I was able to see like how should my business be operating. Like I should have a chief of staff.
yeah.
I should have a business manager. You know, I should have all of these things in place. And that's what I was learning. Like I took that more of like a learning experience as far as like trying to become a mogul. That's why I'm like, I'm a mogul. I'm a businesswoman.
Yo, we gotta stop the cap. Yo, a bitch opened up an online boutique, nigga, a Shopify store, and all of a sudden she's a mogul. Fuck out of here. Like, let's read what a mogul is. An important or powerful person, especially in motion picture and media industry. Well, yo, when we talking about mogul, we talking about, they said these titles were given to titans of the industry, such as Rockefeller or Ford, Elon Musk. Nowhere will we ever say Caresha in that mix. You feel me?
I'm not just a rapper. Like I'm big in rap.
So I'm ready to get into some smoke.
I'm bigger than rap.
Cause I feel like you popping it and you putting everything on the floor. So we really want to dig a little deeper into your Miami.
You ready for the smoke?
I'm ready for the smoke. Is you ready? So when it comes to, City Girls and JT, y'all was having an argument on Twitter. You felt like, she was making songs about you. She felt like you throwing a rock and hide in your hand. Where do y'all stand at today as City Girls and just as sisters, as friends?
Shit ain't all good and it's not all bad. Like we don't talk every day, but it's no beef on my end. I still look at her like as family, but it's not like we on the phone, we chatting every day or we checking in like, hey, she posting my shit, I'm posting her shit. It's not, I won't say we beefing, but it's not.
Do you feel like taking it to the internet, or do you feel like things that happen behind the scenes have went too far that it'll never be the same motherfucker the old days?
I feel like once we go to the internet, that's kind of like
Okay, she's about to cap, so let me just fill you on the real tea, okay? So here's the story of the City Girls. I keep telling y'all, these artists don't get paid on a basis of a 9 to 5, which means they get paid the 1st and the 15th, okay? They're not getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. These artists got to go book shows. If you go back to the City Girls, there was a problem at first with them going on tour. I think they had tried to put them either with Yachty or something like that, and it just didn't work. And, they've never really gone on a really huge successful tour, right? So they've done shows, but they haven't gone on a real successful tour. Also, keep in mind, when you have a group, money gets split in the middle. Also, with a female group, let's say they're getting paid $70,000 for the show. Management's taking 20%, booking agents taking 5%. And by the time you bust it down with glam, makeup, travel, this and third, both of them are showing up in different sprinters. Again, the idea that, in a group where like people really are friends is different. But once you get to a certain level, y'all both got your own entourages. So she's showing up with her own sprinter. This girl's showing up with her own sprinter. They all, like, both of them have their own entourages. So if they're flying somewhere, you're booking 5 or 8 first-class flights for this person, 8 first-class flights for that person. Travel and accommodations for a hotel it starts to eat up what you're getting paid. So basically you get like, they're breaking down and busting down money for a performance that isn't that much because it's two of them. They're not that hot and they're women because they have a huge team and they have to just pay a lot more. Okay. So now touring and performances doesn't become that lucrative for them. They already got an advance. They're not profitable to the label. So they're not getting paid by the label. And this is what happened. Here's the tip. Young Miami starts going on the Diddy train. Diddy's spending hordes of money, millions of dollars. Money's like, he's throwing up so much money. Money's just falling to her, hundreds of thousands, opportunities. You know what I mean? The best way to, I've learned this and I might have to adopt this. The best way to keep a chick in check, you just kind of, like, especially as a boss, you just got to give her like some job that don't even matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, your job is to iron my shoes or something, like just some bullshit. You know what I mean? So she starts to make the majority of her money from DeLeon as an ambassador. So she's getting a sizable check. By the way, the check that I hear that she was getting is bigger than anybody else that would be her, like in terms of her celebrity status. So Diddy's, I'm fucking you already. I'm going to give you a big check to be the ambassador because it'll keep, like, every time you think about going off on me for another bitch, you'll remember I'm also your boss. You know what I mean? Listen, worse. So he puts her on payroll there, then he gives her the podcast. So Diddy becomes the majority of her revenue, right? Now, that's not the issue because she's enjoying it. What that does is that when City Girl shit comes up and the label is requesting shit, she's passing on it. And Young Miami, who doesn't have a podcast, and even though she's with Uzi and Uzi treats, my bad, and JT, which is the group mate, JT, who's not like Young Miami and who doesn't have a Diddy, even though Uzi treats JT pretty well, JT want to still be in music. So you have one person uninterested in music and you have one person interested in music. And the label realized that. And the label basically realized that, hey, listen, first of all, we're going to have to make a choice. We're going to have to drop y'all completely, or potentially we're going to see who has the passion. Unfortunately for Young Miami, she doesn't have the passion and she doesn't have the talent. JT has some talent and she does have the passion. And I think when JT realized that she was, go back to that Breakfast Club interview. Breakfast Club City Girls. When it was time for them to promote their album, she showed up with a DeLeon bottle. And she was holding up that product more than she was even holding up. Look, that's DeLeon right here. She's holding up the product more than she's even promoting the album. JT realized at this moment, hey, listen, and this is why I do respect JT, because even though I was making some jokes and I say, yo, she's performing at local bodegas and, you know what I mean, at Olive Gardens, because she was performing at some restaurants, you know what I mean? But she realizes she doesn't want to sell her ass for money. She doesn't want to be doing some OnlyFans shit for money, okay? She wants to make money off music. She likes music enough for that. She doesn't also want to be some concubine for Uzi that just gets fucked and Uzi just gives her like an allowance. She wants to make it, like, not make it on her own, but just like she wants to be in this shit. So she's grinding. Let me tell you this, the kryptonite, or not kryptonite, if you are chasing a goal, and just clip this right here. For anybody in life, if you're chasing a goal, and your best friend is right next to you and he's lazy as fuck, I promise you, if you want that goal bad enough, you end up hating your friend. Because a hard worker can't fuck with a lazy nigga. It doesn't work. You can't be friends, or you can't be really locked in when you're working hard passionately and the other person doesn't give a fuck. You will always fall out. And maybe not fall out like you hate each other, but you'll realize it becomes abundantly clear, I got to separate myself from them. You know why? It's going to become moments. Oh, Caresha says she don't want to go do this because she want to go hang with Diddy. But you know you need to go do this because you might run into so-and-so and y'all might could get locked in the studio and make a song. You're trying to convince Caresha, let's do it. She like, nah, Diddy already got the jet gas stuff. I got to go. Like, yo, City Girl shit. Like, we got to, at some point, you stop hitting the other girl to come with you. Yo, all right, I'm going to just go by myself. Because I know what she's on. She don't want to do that. This is not her passion. Her passion is sucking dick and getting fucked on a Gulf Stream. She just want to be in Turks, like in a train. Like, that's what she wants. She doesn't want this. That's where it really goes in. Now, obviously, there's some other things, to be honest, with the City Girls thing. Like, for example, there's this whole thing that, essentially, when one of them gets in trouble, the other one don't come on Instagram or Twitter to defend each other. And, like, they're like, oh, Santana will come to defend Caresha, but they never do. Well, that's some little petty girl shit. But they grew apart because when one girl is comfortable being on her back and getting it, when you want to be in the booth to get it, you're not going to agree with that. Your friend is cool with just laying on her back like a starfish to get that bread. You don't want to do that, even though you got a lit nigga. Y'all can't be friends. This is why they say birds of a feather flock together. This is why if you see 7 hoes and you see the 8th, if the 8th one is always with the 7 and she claims she not a hoe, something's up. So you're telling me the 7 chicks, all they do is hoe shit. They're doing hoe shit all the time. And you don't indulge in hoe shit. But y'all still find some synergy? How? How? You tell me how. So you're hanging with all the hoes. They only do hoe shit. You're not into hoe shit, but yet y'all still have mass synergy. Something don't add up. Again, usually when you have, you know how many people, I felt like I had so many friends right before I got successful. I had so many friends before I got successful. But I remember when I was back in college and we was time to graduate and my niggas was still chasing pussy and I realized that bills was coming in. I said, I got to start putting in work. I was in a closet recording YouTube videos. So, we about to link with these bitches. And it was a point I had to say, nah, y'all go ahead. I got to do this shit right here. I had to say that. That made a separation in us being friends. Because I wasn't there for the moments while they were chasing the girls no more. I wasn't there like when we caught up the next day and they say, last night was wild, yo. I don't have no experiences to add on. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, yeah. I recorded like 3 videos. Like, that shit was kind of cool. Like, fuck out of here, nigga. So you kind of break apart to the point, it gets to a point they're like, why are we gonna hit this nigga act? He gonna say no anyway. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's how they fell out. One chick was chasing dick. The other is still trying to figure out this career shit. You know what I mean? Also, remember, she's also getting kind of like, she's kind of getting like endeared by Nicki. So she's kind of like, she's really feeling it. She's like, she's trying to work on, people have always said she's a talent. I don't know how much she writes as opposed to get shit written for her, but she's been trying. So she's been trying. You know what I mean? Young Miami, ain't with it, bro. Anyway, let's get back to this.
I'm the type of person, like, if we feel some type of way, we could hash this shit out behind closed doors. You could call my phone, we could text each other, we could cuss each other out. But like once it goes to the internet, I feel like you trying to get people to pick a side. Mm-hmm. Like you putting people in our business to pick a side, and I don't fuck with that. Because I feel like we've been friends for so long that if we gonna go to the internet, we gotta air each other dirty laundry. Like I'm gonna have to say some shit about you gonna have to say some shit about me, and people gonna have to pick a side. And if we real friends, we ain't going to the internet. I'm not going to the internet, and I felt like, I'm always the one that's gonna let the narrative run and let people think what they want to think and not clear nothing up, because it's just, it'll never be that serious to me. Like I'm cool. I ain't gotta clear nothing up.
So how long behind the scenes do you feel like have things been rocky between y'all two?
I feel like it's been a minute. It's been a minute since shit been going on behind closed doors. Like I just feel like we outgrew each other. I feel like she was in LA, I was in Miami. She was been working on her shit. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like every time we try to get together, it just didn't hit.
So do you feel like distance, you living in Miami, she living in LA, did that play a part in the wedge of y'all two?
I don't know.
Did y'all go to the studio together? How was,
Let me also give it a little more tea. I keep telling y'all, Young Miami never wanted to be an artist. Young Miami, if you're watching this, Big Ack ain't capping. The label gave you your name. They came up with the shit for y'all. They named y'all group. That wasn't y'all being artists and being like, oh shit, we got something, and the label comes in afterwards to polish it. They molded y'all. This is why you could imagine maybe your label gets a little bit disappointed if they fucking made y'all, molded y'all. Y'all have a huge buzz, and then you choose to go chase dick. You know how disappointed they were? Don't ask me how I know. Go talk to them. But you haven't been talking to them, right?
How I was recording because y'all last album didn't do well, and I feel like even in interviews y'all weren't in sync, and it didn't look like something that just happened. It looked like something that's been occurring.
Yeah. I just felt like when we got together, it just wasn't hitting. I just felt like we was in just in two different headspaces. Like the way we dressed was different. Like I'm more of I wear a leotard, JT want to wear something covered. So I just felt like whenever we tried to get together, it just didn't connect. Like we'll be on tour. She got her own dressing room. I got my own dressing room. She riding with her own glam team. I'm riding.
Hey, Chad, I know you see women. Hey, you ever been with a girl? And I know I use mad analogies here, but it's all good. Just rock with me. You ever been with a woman and she describes the situation like she might be mad as a nigga and she's describing the situation, but nigga ears is different from women ears. I'm gonna tell you how. When I'm gonna rewind a little bit. What she's saying, all I'm hearing is how much money has to be spent. But she's not thinking about money. She's just thinking about, oh, we're just not friends right now. You know how much, when y'all not that profitable, 2 glam teams, 2 different entourages, 2 different buses. They're pretty much whatever y'all success is, cut it in half. She's not thinking about that, right?
How I was recording because y'all last album didn't do well, and I feel like even in interviews y'all weren't in sync, and it didn't look like something that just happened. It looked like something that's been occurring.
Yeah. I just felt like when we got together, it just wasn't hitting. I just felt like we was in just in two different headspaces. Like the way we dressed was different. Like I'm more of I wear a leotard, JT want to wear something covered. So I just felt like whenever we tried to get together, it just didn't connect. Like we'll be on tour. She got her own dressing room. I got my own dressing room. She riding with her own glam team. I'm riding with my own glam team. When we get on the stage and we do our routine, that was probably like the only interaction we had at the time when we was on tour together. So I don't really know like what was the moment that separated us, but I just felt like it became a time where like when we was getting together, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, ain't no money in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not going to the studio together. I'm doing a feature. People calling for the City Girls. You know, it's either
Chad, am I an oracle or what? Didn't I just say this shit? Of course she would say there's no money in the group. Because, again, she's not willing, like, as an artist, is a grind. There's a lot of networking. You got to sometimes, the thing with an artist, when you start getting it, when you catch one of these buzzes where you got a hot song or a couple songs, yo, JT probably was mad, like, for a while. You remember, she just got a couple songs that was kind of aight. What's that song called? Something, okay, or whatever the song she got. Nigga, you know how happy she's going to be? That's going to open up budgets for her at the label. That's gonna do a lot of things. More shows. She's getting bookings. That's where money starts coming in. Otherwise, you're not getting paid like that. So when Young Miami, who ain't that passionate about music already, when she's already looking around and be like, ain't no money here, of course she's gonna choose to be a sugar baby. Of course she's gonna choose to be a concubine. Of course she's gonna be on Love Air like motherfucking tooting her ass up in the air, getting fucked and peed on.
Me or it's you, it just wasn't connecting no more. And I just felt like that's what really made me like start my own brand. Like I gotta do something because I'm in this group. The group ain't making no money. We not working. So it just became a point where we was just like on 2 different pages. Yeah. And I felt like,
by the way, and I hate to sound like the PR, but the label was losing a shit ton of money with y'all because they would book shit, y'all don't show up, y'all now on the same page. So it's interesting when, you know, the artist's like, we're not making no money. Well, are y'all putting in the effort, the best effort to try to make money? Or perhaps are you skimping out on shit? They've booked flights for y'all to go do interviews, but one of y'all can't show up. So now y'all gotta just cancel because it looks weird if one shows up. Oh, there's a studio appearance or there's a studio session. Somebody want to lock in with y'all, but one can't go. So they're losing money. So when the artist says they're not making money, the label was losing a lot of money. By the way, this is why when I was talking shit to her the last time, I'll tell her something I think she knows. Your label was about to drop y'all niggas. This is why listen, I always got some shit tucked in the pocket for y'all artists. When y'all talking shit to me, nigga, I know your label was teetering on dropping you 2 motherfuckers, okay? because you were unprofitable. I knew it back then. That's why I talked the shit that I talked then. You get what I'm saying? That's why I talked that shit, because I knew it. Don't ask me how I know it. But, yeah. So, again, I'm just matching her words where she says she's not making money. That should be matched to her label was losing a fuck ton of money keeping them. I'm going to give an assumption. Don't ask me how I know. They only kept y'all and didn't drop y'all because the whole female movement and wave started after Cardi B, but after Cardi B comes you guys. And you guys start the city girls, then we get the hot girls, the icy girls, and the derivatives. Now we get the sexy reds and shit, to a certain extent, I'll even say Ice Spices. Okay? So because you're a legacy thought group, and when I mean thought group, I'm not disrespecting, but the type of music y'all made, y'all started a lane for women afterwards to make the sexual provocative music and actually benefit from it. So your label, even though you say you're not making money, they're hemorrhaging money with y'all. They want to drop y'all. But you know why they don't drop y'all? They don't drop y'all because they said, you know what? These women are going to take this shit serious and realize, put it like this. You know, let me tell you this. I'm going to compare her to me. You know I'm never salty. You know I don't beef with new media members and shit like that. And I show love to a Flacco or What's the Dirt. Shout out to Back on Fig. Shout out to AD. I shout out to all the people come after me. 1090. I shout out to all of them. It's because Act was before all of you niggas. But Act never fell off. You see, you get salty when you help start the wave, and then the wave get bigger than you. Act is Act. Right? So of course I'm gonna show everybody love. I love y'all. Come on. I love all y'all niggas. Pause. This is what happened with the city girls. Y'all started the wave, and then everybody after y'all did it better. That hurts. That hurts. So your label is sitting back like, nah, they're the OG. They're gonna get the respect. They're the city girls. But here's the problem. Let me give you another analysis that you have to think about. The city girls come in with a idea and an image and ideology that women are buying. This is a feminist, woman progressive mantra that says we could sport fuck like men. We could do what we want. Fuck these guys that have been using us, doing whatever. Let's fuck them for a bag. This is what happens next. What you don't know is that Young Miami at that time was pushing 30. These were women closer to their 30s than they were to their 20s or early 20s. Now, I'm not age shaming, and the age doesn't matter that much. But the reason why I mention that is that the idea that they were pushing, they were frauds. It's like, imagine if let's bring in red pill people into it. Imagine if you were watching a red pill creator, and a red pill creator been telling you, don't marry single moms, and don't do this, and don't do that, and that person's been telling you like these list of rules of how to be a high value man. You've been watching this motherfucker. You think he's a high valued man. All of a sudden, you see the girl he wife up. It's the exact opposite. You will look at him like, what the fuck? We don't get it. So, to bring it back to them, Young Miami and JT not realizing, right? You know there's mad R&B, and I know I'm all over the place, but you're going to get it. There's mad R&B artists that realize that what they're pushing is sex appeal, and the idea to women or to men that they're available. So when they get in relationships, they hide it. Young Miami and JT pushed sexual provocativeness, not giving a fuck about men, using men, this and third, and both fall head over heels with the man. And both are in relationships. Do you see how the label gets mad? What the fuck? So y'all both in relationships while we're pushing this movement for, y'all are the first. Y'all are Christopher Columbus of the horse. And we're pushing this message that fuck these niggas. It's all about us, women. And y'all are in love with niggas? What? Do you get what I'm saying? So then when you put that together with the fact that they're aging approaching 30, again, I'm not age shaming. When you get the authentic women who are younger, who actually are whores, who actually are living what they preach, who actually, because they've been broke for so long, they really don't give a fuck about a nigga. They take your spot. So now you created something. Your label is holding on to you. They don't want to drop you yet because they're like, we're losing money, but they created a lane. Hopefully they can rekindle it, but y'all lifestyle doesn't align with it. Ain't that a bitch?
Whenever we just a video shoot, just anything, like, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, you know what? I gotta like figure something out because I do got kids. And that's what really made me start doing like Rich Roulette and getting into my merch and things like that, because I just felt like the group just wasn't hitting no more.
Basically, right now, today, it's not bad, it's not good, but do you still feel like you would consider JT a sister?
Yeah, I feel like we grew up together. I feel like I'm gonna always look at her as family, but again, like everything, I'm not gonna sit here and just like do that strategic question. How are you? Yeah, that's my sister. We go, no, shit ain't all good, but it's not all bad neither. And I just want to move forward from that. I don't want to have to keep answering that question. It's just what it is. It's nothing going on. We not in the group no more. She went her own way, I went my own way, and that's just where we at.
Okay.
JT kicked her ass out the whip, and JT, let me tell you this, girl, that's the best thing you could have ever did. That's the best thing you could have ever did.
Period. And I don't want to answer it no more, so don't ask me.
So let's get into some tweets. So there was a time where JT was arguing with Cardi. And they was going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. And you woke up and said, I was asleep.
I said I just woke up.
I just woke up. And once
I don't know. Did I say I was asleep or I just woke up?
You said I just woke up. And after you just woke up, there were no more following tweets.
Hold on.
Just with everything that's transpiring.
I just want to see Diddy shit.
In order for you to, I could see that.
See, like, how I was feeling. Like, it was really like an aha. I was like, oh my God, bitch, you thought that you had this nigga. You thought that you was going up. And I didn't think anything. I got with a nigga and I did what I was supposed to do.
Period.
And the nigga was doing what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I get with this nigga and just go to Chanel? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to get a podcast and I still got my podcast with and without him.
Yeah.
That's somebody putting you in position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you selling yourself. I think that a lot of times people count you out or count you short. And just even seeing how you carry yourself in the morning. Wake up, Santana, hold on, I'm on the phone with my business manager. I'm having a business meeting. I'm on a Zoom. I'm talking to my lawyers. Even watching, you turn our lives into, our Instagram lives into this.
Right.
That motivate me. And just even being behind the scenes, you pay for your own studio. You still working. You pay for so much stuff that's even for your brand and stuff out of pocket. Watching you invest in your business.
Yeah, that's something that I take pride into. It's like I want to bet on myself because I feel like everybody always count me out. And I feel like this whole time I've been an underdog.
Yeah.
Like if I live, like people was like, we tried to tell you, y'all tried to tell me I couldn't rap.
And look, what I've accomplished.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I love betting on myself because it's like I love betting on myself because I believe in myself. And just like you said, like I've been investing in myself in the last year.
Yeah.
I've been trying to build the team, trying to find managers, trying to find.
Oh, baby, you hire and fire.
Oh my God, because it's just like I know my potential. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like I got an empire to build.
Yeah.
And I'm going to invest every dollar, every penny that I got into myself. So I do pay for my own studio and I'm not able to release music right now. It's because it's like when I try to turn my music in, it's just like we don't see no growth in your music. Or, you're not elevating and, like the fans that y'all had 6 years ago, they grown now. And it's just like,
that's what I heard too. Y'all came in the game at 25. The thing with music, you got to strike while the iron's hot. And you took the majority of the time to chase penis. those fans have either grown up or they've moved on to Sexy Red and Ice Spice.
When it comes to, I feel like Young Miami as an artist, that's the music I make. I make fun music. You know what it is, Santana? I feel like I lost my personality. And I feel like the reason why I lost my personality is because everything is so literally now. Like,
Yes.
we can just be at the pool just talking something, and the next day you wake up and it's a headline and it just goes so deep. And that's something that it's just like, I feel like I lost myself. Because, normally I used to be on live all day, Santana. We'll be riding around the car, juicy crabs anywhere we on live. Now I'm scared to pop up my live. Like, that's like the other day we at the pool. I'm like, Santana, I'm gonna turn off my live. Because I feel like people build you up to break you down. So the reason why people fell in love with me is just like, now it's just like, oh, you so ignorant, you so this, and I just feel like I don't got a personality no more.
Let me try to skip through a little.
Now, you start overthinking everything.
She was like,
This some shit you did.
Okay. All right. So it appears that she doesn't really, say too much about Diddy, but she definitely separates herself from it. She at least testifies or says that, he didn't beat my ass, and she says he did put me in position, but she doesn't speak too much on his character. She says he was in a love era, but she actually speaks as if she was duped, especially seeing the things that she's hearing now. Again, listen, I do think at this time there is a way that women who have enjoyed the benefits of being around Diddy, living the lifestyle with him that he provided them, they could speak on the character of the person they know or they saw. Be like, hey, listen, he was a good person from what I saw. Like, you know what I mean? Again, you don't have to denounce or say invalidate any of the accusations that people are making, but nobody's even coming to say he's a decent person. Like, if people feel like, they can't even, and I think that, not that we care about how Diddy's probably feeling at this moment, but when you think about these things, you're like, so none of y'all could be like, yo, hey, two things could be true, and maybe those things are true too, but the person I know is a kind, caring, loving person, always treated me with the utmost respect. He was always looking out for me. I seen how he treated people. Like, I'm shocked by those claims. And I don't know if those are true, but this is the person I know. Like, nobody's giving that strong of a testimony to his character. They're all just kind of more like, oh, I just didn't see nothing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I see nothing. Okay, whatever. Cool. Anyway, that's happened. Ooh, yo, by the way, we're gonna watch a little bit of there's a guy who was in the car with Fulio. We're gonna watch that as well a little bit later. Anyway, let's go to this really quickly.